All right, we are live. Hello, everyone out there. Hello, and welcome to Rook and Rasp IGDN Diversity Scholarship Marathon. This weekend, Rook and Rasp is hosting a marathon in support of the IGDN's Diversity Scholarship Fund. 3 days, 35 volunteers have answered the all call to aid. Now, who exactly is the IGDN? The Indie Game Developer Network is an organization that brings together and supports indie game developers. You'll see them at conventions like Gen Con, Origins, GameholeCon now, and more, bringing fresh indie games. And this year, over 400 games competed in their Indie Groundbreaker Awards celebrating diversity, innovation, and originality in the field of game creation. One of its greatest causes is the Diversity Scholarship Fund, whose recipients receive financial help to attend the game industry convention known as Metatopia, and provides them a mentor in the industry to help them and guide them. This is why we've come together to support this initiative. So I'm at this point actually going to be turning it over to Mitch, who is going to be running Necrobiotic for this marathon. So Mitch, please take it away.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm Mitch. I will be your machinist for the time being. I am a member of the IGDN and have been for a couple of years now, working in mostly the capacities over at the conventions and helping out every now and then. But we'll do a quick, like, just round robin. Just introduce yourselves before we get into who we are as characters. Just real quick. So we'll start with Ren.
Hey everyone, I'm Ren Matley. My pronouns are she, her. Nice to meet y'all.
Excellent. Graham.
Hi, everybody. I'm Graham Gentz. I use he and they pronouns. I'm a facilitator and game designer and a big fan of Mitch's work.
Oh, Blink. Bink. Sorry, Bink.
No, it's all right. Hi, I'm Shawn.
I thought that was a command. I thought you were telling me to blink.
Yeah.
Yes, Mitch. Whatever you say, Mitch.
Hi, I'm Shawn. I'm a game player and pretty much a regular here at Rick and Rasp on whatever I can get onto.
John.
Hi, everybody. I'm John, and I am part of the leadership here at Rook and Rasp, and I am a game creator for Gutterpunk, the RPG.
I'm super excited. I need to grab soon. So yeah, I think without further gilding the lily, we're going to hop in. Um, the world we bring everyone into this evening is one where healthcare has advanced drastically. Um, Usually people who look like around 40 are actually like 80 or 100, with limbs being replaced, organs being replaced when they fail. So you get to live a pretty long life, and most of the maladies that have plagued humanity over centuries, a lot of them have been dealt with. There's only a few sicknesses and diseases which still bring the Reaper ever closer to humanity. But here in Florence, sadly, there's not as much people as there used to be. Florence is meant to house a significant population, but in the last couple centuries, people have just started dying at a statistically higher rate, and births have dropped drastically, forcing humanity to figure out some way to survive, and that forced scientific inquiry has brought about the amazing technology within Necrobiotic, which is the raising, articulation, and programming of the dead. So once you die, you are not given a funeral service. You are not allowed to be mourned. The government owns your body and they take it to the tanning floor over in the Citadels of Sciences, where they flay your skin, tan it, sew it back on, uh, ensure that your brain can be programmed to send the correct signals to the rest of your body, so that you can be programmed to perform functions such as construction, farming, coffee making, sweeping the streets, etc. And every bit of uniqueness that you had in life is taken away, and you resemble a leather husk of a skeletal like creature moving about. So that's necrobiotic in a nutshell, where walk empty streets, uh, being only a person every now and then just because of the size of Florence compared to the population nowadays. Uh, might be in an apartment all by yourself, in an apartment complex all by yourself, where you don't know if the person sweeping the streets was your sister, your son, your daughter, your father, one that you cared for. Each one of them could be that person. You never know, and you won't ever get to know. But on this particular day, as Christmas comes about, because we are getting near Christmas here in the real world, so super excited about that. Everyone in the world of Necrobiotic engages in a tradition where they tie on bits and pieces of their loved ones who have died onto trees, decorating it with the remnants of the people they cared about. So as the snow starts falling here in Florence, Italy, um, a long time future, a macabre future, we get to see each one of these individuals as Christmas tradition, at least, has started, where people are starting to get into that somewhat festive mood, somber as it may be. But we'll go to each and every one of you and just see like who you are, what do you look like, what is your function within society nowadays. And I think we'll start with John, if that's okay.
Sure. So I am playing a character known as Bartholomew Bug Blanc. Everybody just calls me Bug. Wear kind of large glasses, and I am a technosopher. Uh, I kind of hold on to the past a little bit, seek out old technology, and know quite a bit about it, and kind of work my magic with it, try to get it running again, or find some use for it beyond that if I can't get it running to its original intention. And then, as far as appearance goes, I imagine wearing a jumpsuit, a whole bunch of tools on a belt that I probably wear just about everywhere. Uh, and have my headphones on that are those classic, like the 80s kind of steel headphones with those foam pieces. And you can probably hear absolutely on repeat all the time a cassette of Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Excellent. The technosopher is an interesting group of people because society is focused on efficiency, and there's not many people more inefficient than a group of individuals who are stuck on the past. Specifically for the technosophers, technology like computers, electronics, drones, all these radio waves and stuff that society just kind of moved past, and it focused more so on dead bodies and necrotech. Um, I say for this, like as it's nighttime, you can see the frost-covered cobblestone steps of the streets in between these tight alleyways with like row homes on either side. You see a tulip sprouting out from frost-covered pot, just that one singular tulip. Um, and I think for you, we'll take our first breath. No one else gets to take a breath, just John in this case. And when you take a breath, that means you get to draw up to your hand. So together, hand, take a breath.
All right. Now my hand size is going to be
6.
6.
Unless you're better than everyone else, then it's 7. But that person knows who they are.
Hmm.
Do they? Which where does it say? Okay, never mind. All right. I've seen one
Yeah.
nodding.
All right. Got my hand drawn.
Um, yeah, and so for this, we're gonna make a play. So whenever something comes into question, we get to make a play, and there's two ways to provide a success. One is a suit success. So any suit that matches the activity you're doing, is a success. For hearts, which is flesh, you have like charisma, empathy, firmness, manipulation. So all your social stuff would be heart. So any heart will fulfill that function that needed to get a success. The other one are multiples of 8, usually using the combination of 2 cards. And you can only play 2 cards when the skill is trained. So it'll be like a little filled in dot on your character sheet. So for this one, let's do a reasoning. So this is Steam
Okay.
clubs.
Ooh. Well, I do have a clubs card. Uh, so I just need to play one.
Yep, yep. Goes in your discard pile. That is one success. You got it. There you go. There are always a couple of songs that you fall in love with, and as over the years have kind of um, obscured the, I guess, kind of the genesis of that love. But as you're seeing that little tulip sprout, you do remember um, sitting by a tree near the wall surrounding Florence on a swing, and it wasn't you who found this particular archive of music in this little tape. It was your friend Emilio. Uh, Emilio was a pretty eclectic kid, and for some reason, uh, going about the junkyard and such, he thought that you might like this. And so many of your days were spent kind of on this uh, swing set, listening as each of you tried to go in sync on the swing so that you could have an earbud in either ear uh, together, listening to that music. All right.
Yeah, probably just.
Ren.
All right, so tonight I'm going to be playing an architect named Seo Moon Jo. Architects are doctors, surgeons of a sort, for lack of a better reasoning or term. Seo is about 5.5 feet tall. She's got short, curly brown hair, wears kind of thick-rimmed glasses. Um, I see her in a dark blue shirt and kind of a simple brown knee-length skirt and sensible shoes. She wears a leather apron, and usually you see her busily moving about doing things. She's not a techie because she's into the sciences stuff.
Yeah, and you would, as an architect, be one of the two individuals who are a part of the Society of Builders, the architects and the engineers. The upper echelon of society has been replaced, and now the sciences, those who are most efficient, are seen to be admired the most. And you are admired the most. Like, people step out of their way. They respect you. They see that you're doing things for humanity and you're sacrificing your time and your hours in order to ensure that humanity gets to keep going. Sadly, that's long hours down in the tanning pits, um, where, another person would come in and you're not really given an opportunity to wonder the why and how they got here. Or, the scalpel goes upon the skin, um, getting ready for it to be tanned. We'll say that tonight you had like a pretty long shift all the way from 6 a.m. to you're coming up to like 8:30 p.m. Um, with a short coffee break in between. There's no sugar, there's no salt. Those aren't really efficient things to produce. Those are like pleasurable things, but they're not needed. So you get this plain black sort of coffee uh, poured out for you, probably from a construct whose stomach cavity has been hollowed out to keep that coffee warm. Um, and as the time has gone away from you, you kind of look around and notice that no one's here anymore in the Citadel. All the electric lamps have been turned off. And the Citadel is one of the only places where electricity is still provided. The rest of the city is oil lamps and such. Uh, yeah, you're the only one in your office.
I'm so sorry, you cut out for that last bit.
Oh, sorry, you're the only one uh, in the office at this point in time. Let's take a breath.
All right. It's 6 cards, correct?
hmm And if you draw a king, put it back in your deck, grab another card, you at least won't start off with a bad day.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so for you, why don't you give me a play in perception?
Perception falls under
Steam of
Steam,
clubs.
so it's the club. So I just play a club card, correct?
Yeah, right. Yeah, perfect. So you hear the shuffling of feet, kind of going from cubicle to cubicle within this dark room that you occupy right now. Uh, it seems less nefarious and more mischievous than anything. A little giggle can be heard every now and then echoing within these dark halls of this office space.
Oh, I imagine a giggling sound might stand out. That's it's not exactly something you hear amongst
Not
the
often.
constructs.
Yeah. What do you do?
Hey, who's there? You're not supposed to be playing around in
Like
here, you know.
you see a paper airplane kind of sailing through the office space and then coming down right before you.
Hey, kid, this ain't no place to play. Where's your parents?
You notice there's writing the paper airplane.
Pick it up and look at it.
Yeah, unfolding it, you see that someone has penciled in, "I found you," and it's signed Emilio.
And Emilio is a familiar name, right?
Yes, you, along with a couple other kids, were kind of the only kids in that block. So you only had each other to play with. Uh, Under the guidance and looks of your construct nannies, or undead protectors and providers for children. Yeah, you remember Emilio. You remember the people who you played with when you were younger. You know that Emilio is no more.
I think Sio would kind of freeze in her tracks and go quiet for a moment, just staring at the note, contemplating it.
Graham,
Um, so tonight I will be playing Dead Spider, usually just called Spider by folks. I am a child of the river. I'm still trying to catch up with a lot of the lore, but to me it seems like these are people who've kind of left society to some level. If you could kind of help me fill in with some of this stuff about what the like larger implication of that is. But I imagine that I was because of the great stress of this awful, awful life of society, I was consumed by many dreams in which I was transformed into a spider until my mind broke, and now I'm convinced that I am in fact a spider, and I am ticking down the areas of my life. It's very much like I'm living in a metamorphosis kind of state of mind. Particularly because it seems like the children of the river seem to be quite isolated. I'm looking through my inventory here, and I can see I have a Cascade poncho. Very excited to see what the hell that is, and a satchel of dried flowers. And I'm extra excited that that's an entire inventory slot.
yes. The Cascade Poncho is in solidarity with every construct. The children of the river believe that humanity's greatest karmic sin at this point in time is the enslaving of the dead and keeping people in this hellhole where you can view what's happening, but you're unable to articulate or move your passenger in your own body. And that's what a construct is, a human who still retains their soul and that we forced into slave labor. Of course, the Citadel say that's scientifically impossible. It's not right. But the Children of the River believe that profoundly, and primarily because one of the original founders spoke with a construct. Saw the tears out of the eyes of the construct and was forever changed by that experience. So, children of the river, while allowed to practice religiously in the citadels of sciences, because freedom of religion, they are often looked down upon as lunatics, people, a pariah within the society, because their beliefs just go so counter to what society has become and maybe what it needs most. But yeah, the Cascade Poncho is filled with rocks.
Is it?
Solidarity of the construct boiler, yeah. So it's very
Great.
heavy around the back.
Okay. It's feeling very like sort of like inflicting punishment, self-flagellation kind of deal. Is that what you're going for here?
Yeah, it's so you never forget that every dead person around you is a
Sure.
living, breathing person.
Maybe each
Uh,
rock is supposed to represent a person or a construct. Am I picking up the right vibe here?
no, it's just the weight of it. The
Right.
weight of it on your back is very similar to the weight of a boilerplate on a dead carcass.
Got it.
Think
Got
about
it. Got it. Got it.
um, kind of your cross to bear.
Right. And just to specify, because so much of the world building that I've heard so far is emphasized on these constructs, what people are transformed of. That's not us. We are humans, even though
Yes,
kind of
you
all
are
of the world
regular.
building that we are kind of absorbing right now is not about us or our part of it. It's in fact these other
Exactly.
pillars of society, shall we say.
Yeah, yeah. You
Okay,
guys are just
okay.
normal people. Yeah.
I would
And
assume I would be one of these things, considering the emphasis that they take in the world.
yeah, the people in Necrobiotic have to deal with the ramifications of what society has wrought.
Great.
And so, yeah. So go ahead and take your breath.
All right, so I think I get 8 cards, actually. I see it right here.
Yes.
1,
You are not
2,
better
3,
than.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just do 9. Um,
No.
all right, all right.
Um,
Yeah, so I don't know what my job is. The whole thing about you're like, what the whole what do you do? Honestly, I have no idea. What the hell do we do in this world besides be sad and consider that these things have souls?
yeah, the Children of River have a very awkward place where they're trying to figure out. I mean, obviously, they're trying to convince people that constructs are alive and need to be set free.
Okay,
But
that's
you're also
motivation.
pushing,
I can play with that.
yeah, you're pushing against the great ocean of
Ooh,
human
okay.
thinking, which is
Wonderful.
difficult in of itself. Um,
Just like real life.
well, exactly, right? Me. Um, why don't you provide me a play in empathy?
Empathy, wonderful. Empathy is
Mm-hmm.
in
Yes.
flesh.
Yes.
So hearts. And so the significance of these numbers, high good, low good, does it
Oh, the
matter?
numbers on the character sheet?
No, these in my
Oh,
hand.
those. Yes, so if you're trying to get a numeric success by combining two cards, or if you have a singular card that could get that, obviously using the higher value cards will help in that endeavor.
But other than that, other than trying to get these combined to eights, the that's it in terms of what
Hmm.
they. Okay. Well, I have a 4 of hearts. I'm very
Perfect.
empathetic. I'm thinking about my rocks. I'm thinking about the rocks in my poncho.
Yeah, and I think uh, it's one of those like pitfalls of the Children of River, which can kind of take some of them out through a bout of sadness. Is you remember Emilio. You remember growing up with him. You remember the friends that you surround yourself with, and then every now and then, on a particularly sad day, you can't help but think that every construct that you're surrounded by is Emilio.
Mm.
That those bones were once like, a child, teenagers, moving about, and that any of them could be the flesh of your friend. And I think the hardest part for a Children of the River is, while every other passerby or every construct is going through their own torturous moment, this is someone that you knew.
I think I fill my poncho with a couple extra rocks today.
Excellent. All right. And finally, I just have to say Bink. It's
Nope,
under
that's what it is.
your chat, but go ahead.
So I'm playing Raph. He is the Technophant. Basically, our organization is the perfect symbiosis between armor and flesh. We have drank the Kool-Aid. We are there to protect Florence from everything. We make the roads safe. We protect the city.
Perfect. Yeah, the Technophants is the greatest military power in the world at this point in time, with their Technophant armor, being able to leap over buildings, crush buildings. They're often sent outside of the city walls where the rest of humanity uh, aren't as civilized, but as Florence is putting out right now.
And I
Um,
couldn't really pick it up. Are we literally fused into our armor, or
No, so you can get out of it.
okay?
Every Technophant carries a coffin.
Mhm.
And within that coffin, they house their armor.
Okay.
And the coffin is also there for when you eventually die. You just get to They will put you in that and drag you back to Florence to be tanned and turned into a construct. So it's also the place where you will one day uh, rest and sleep. So your coffin is very unique. You built it yourself. You built it by hand. You built your own coffin. You take care of the armor that's within it.
It's a
You
metaphor.
go. A strong metaphor.
Mhm.
Um,
Like, what could it mean? What could it mean? We built our own coffins. Oh no.
um, you go out into the wilderness, beyond the gardens that provide the food for Florence. Um, and it's not great. You've seen people being eaten alive. Um, you've seen horrific constructs, aberrant in nature, um, as long as several meters, twisting and tearing into technophants and screaming out into the night. So technophants almost live in a completely different world of violence and death compared to the rest of Florence, who usually it feels quite safe
Yeah,
as
we've
long as
seen
they're
some
within the
shit.
walls. Exactly. So go ahead and take a breath.
Oh, when I take my breath, I'm actually, the perfect symbiosis. I'm going to draw 7 cards.
Oh,
I mean,
snap.
seven's fine.
Okay.
Decorate that coffin with anything.
And I drew my king, so I can put that back in my deck and draw
Yes,
another.
yes, it will not mess you up quite yet. The next time you see it, it will be unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah.
But for now, you won't start off with a bad day.
Why
I mean,
not?
yeah. Every day's a bad day.
Honestly, Mitch, why not?
Because they can be worse is yet to come.
Okay, great. We gotta have an arc.
Exactly. And at least for the always the first breath, you are safe from your weaknesses and the things that plague you on a daily basis. Um, so for you, why don't you make a play in survival?
And survival. So that is
Yeah,
going
it
to
should be
be.
gear.
Yep. I'm not trained in it, but yeah, okay. So I just need to play a spade, right?
Hmm.
I mean, call it one.
5 of spade.
Oh, perfect. Nice cards too.
Nice cards.
Nice cards. You're returning back from an excursion out into the wilderness. There was a radio signal you guys were tracking, one that suggested that there might be a family who had been living in a bunker last couple of decades. So a potential like influx of new people within Florence, and so they sent you all out. Um, Out of the 8 ectophants who went out, only 3 remain as mission was tragically a failure. You and the others are walking back in your armor, ever ready that something worse might happen. Uh, and I think it was during this time that you notice a set of footprints kind of skewing out from the road that you're on. The pavement is cracked over the years. Uh, Grass is sprouting out, and on either side you see buildings, more country-like, so there's more space in between the different buildings, old like country stores. But you see like these set of tracks, small, just kind of leading off into an alleyway.
Can I like, hold my arm up, tell everybody, stop. I'm gonna squat down, look at the footprints, see where they're leading.
Strangely, you remember like decade or a while back, growing up, because the shoe imprint has a very particular swoosh that you've only seen in on the feet of one of your friends, Emilio, who uh,
Loved
oh,
Nikes.
yeah, loved the Nikes.
He was a
Uh,
slick kid, that Emilio.
but yeah, you see like those like swoosh in each of these small footprints leading out into the alleyway.
Now, are they coming or going? So, like, are the footprints like walking from the
Going
alleyway or into?
into the alleyway.
Uh, I'm.
And everyone's just kind of watching you like, he's God, let not another bad thing happen.
Not a bad thing, but I'm gonna tell the other two, well, just stay here, and I'm just gonna follow them a short way, see if I can see anything.
Yeah. You go down a little bit and tracks stop halfway out of the alleyway. But you notice this chalk of like several, I mean, it's not great artwork. It's stick figures and scribbly lines and stuff like that. But you at least recognize the figures because they were always the figures that Emilio would draw uh, over and over again, showcasing that one day they would be an artist, showcasing yourself as well as the other kids you grew up with, people you haven't thought about in some time.
Getting a little spooked. Gonna head back. I'm probably thinking things I shouldn't be thinking, things that should be impossible.
Yeah. One of the others, Red, she stands about 7 foot tall and carries a large axe on her back, steps forward, heavy armor displacing the water and the mud below. She looks at you. Is everything okay? We
Saw
good
some
to
footsteps. Thought it might be someone living out here. They're old. I don't think it's anything.
all right. Well, I can almost see flags of the Citadel just beyond the trees, so
Let's head out.
just keep on high alert. Yeah. She moves forward. So by this is all about like 8:30 p.m. for each of you. And as another hour goes by, serendipitously, by all impossibility, because you guys don't live near each other anymore. Onto the big space. So, the moment you got jobs, or the moment you were deemed as inefficient and not really having any purpose in society, you were still provided like a housing area. that you would keep, occupied, cleaned, and ready for the next generation. In the hopes that, you need to keep healthy and clean, that you'll be a good construct when you die. Um, but yeah, serendipitously, like as you guys are all making your way home, chance by fate, however it comes, each of you will make it to a coffee shop. That slight tug before you head home. Uh, for most of you, it's been a long day without much human contact. Uh, there might be some of that, or maybe a snack, bit of bread, coffee, right next to some candlelight. You see people moving past you on construct horses with fabric in their hands, getting ready to tie these pieces onto the trees that on either side of the cobblestone steps. And there's one little cafe, and it doesn't have a name, it just has like cafe windows of it. Above it, you see the silhouette of a construct repeatedly like cleaning the window over and over again. And currently, the street is only lit by a construct who seems to be sweeping. There is a long pole that sticks out of his spinal column and a lantern hanging out in front of it, shedding light on the area. So, who would be first into the coffee cafe, as it were?
I can imagine Bug getting there. Coffee sounds like a great thing to have. I probably found some little doodad or device, and I'm trying to pry it open. And I'm just like, yeah, coffee sounds great. There's this cafe. I'll go there. I'll just have a seat, work on this at the counter, and I'm probably like stabbing into it with a screwdriver, trying to pry it open. Not even sure if it's a machine. It's probably actually an ashtray or something, but
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what is, especially with all the dirt and grime caked around it. As you enter the construct in a corner, kind of steps forward,
Mhm.
kind of showing itself within the lantern lit entrance within this cafe. You see that there's like a thin cloth over his chest cavity, which could only be keeping like some bread warm, and then of course that empty stomach area where the carafe is, the boiler plate to keep the coffee hot. You know that you have to do like any sort of vending machine is you put coins into its mouth and then it will pour you a cup or provide you with the sustenance you need for the night.
Well, that's fucking morose. I
Where, Mitch,
Exactly.
I need to pause to ask, where does the coffee come from? Where does it produce the coffee from?
we've all seen Clockwork Orange. Come on.
Okay, all right. Is there a nozzle somewhere? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, like, just like any regular coffee machine,
Oh,
there's
okay.
like a
Oh, yeah,
little,
wait, wait, wait. I thought it was
yeah,
like
just
from.
kind of
You said the
underneath
construct
the
will
chest.
pour the coffee. So I was like, it's from the
Yeah.
construct. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's from the construct. It's just pouring out. There's probably like a coffee grinder and some water hidden somewhere in its
it's sounding a
body.
lot like Chew. The more and
Uh,
more of this happens, it sounds like Chew.
kind of blending of worlds.
Uh-huh.
I put some money in, and I'm like, yeah, thanks. Get a cup out. Probably have my own cup. Pour it in. I'm like, how's the weather? I just walk off
Yeah,
towards the counter.
it'll pour it for you. Kind of that
Oh,
awkward, like I want to pour it myself, but it's just like on its routines as it reaches out a hand for your cup and just kind of like places its left hand on it and then pours the black liquid thick into your coffee cup. It's dead eyes just continuing to stare at you throughout the whole process
I
before finishing its task and then taking several steps backwards into the dark corner.
like probably push my glasses up, lean in close, and look at what mechanical parts are actually there, made up of that combined with him. I think it's an old brawn.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
You hear like the ticking of gears. All right, who's next into the coffee?
I'll be
Want some
next.
coffee?
So, probably got back into Florence and making my way.
Downtown.
Probably divested myself of some of the more large, bulky pieces of the armor, put it in my coffin, but I still have remnants of it on there, kind of like the exo, probably the leggings. I
Yeah.
see the cafe. We've been on the road for a few days, probably sick of rations. So I'm going to kind of not kick the door open, but I'm not exactly gentle as I go in. Kind of slam it open, look around, kind of case it, been on the road. See,
I mean, you see, you probably know his full name, but the only name that kind of jumps up is Bug. Um, what you and the rest of your friends used to call him, and probably some other various bug-like names back when he was younger.
I'm assuming he's
Anyway,
engrossed in whatever he's tinkering with and hasn't noticed yet. Is that what you
Probably,
think?
yeah. My head almost in this construct, looking at this old coffee maker.
Well, Bugs, I haven't seen you in years. I can see that you still have your head in the machine, so to speak.
I turn around and I look at you and I'm like, think I'm in a machine. Come on.
Well,
Uh, wait a second.
it's what I do to protect our town.
Raph?
Yep. How you been?
Uh, I'm here. Whoa. Didn't know you joined up.
Well, when you're big as I am, that's kind of what they kind of pigeonhole into, and I seem to have an aptitude for breaking things.
Well, this definitely solves one thing. You're not, I was thinking you'd end up one of the carriages. But hey, good to see you're still breathing of your own volition.
Thanks.
Coffee?
How old does it look?
Oh, I didn't. I turn around and I look at the construct. I'm figuring he's probably was in his 30s.
No. The coffee. How old is the coffee?
The coffee.
Fresh, not so fresh.
You know, uh, it smells less like dirt. So, I'm gonna say it's better than what I usually get.
Better than what I've been drinking for the last few days, and I'll put some coins into the contract and get whatever coffee and whatever edible item there is.
yeah, it'll take one of the mini cups that are kind of on its back, little hooks extending out from its back to hang on to these little coffee mugs. It grabs it, pours, and then places it on a table and just kind of slinks back into the corner.
I'm going to sit down in the chair, kind of swing my leg over the back of the chair and sit down.
Chair slowly kind of makes a groaning sound.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's like
Need to replace the tanning leather on that guy. I had a new moaning chair.
So, what are you working on?
Oh, well, I found this. I just probably set it on the table.
Dirt.
No, I was pulling up a old access cover alongside a roadway not too far from here. Found that inside. Figured take a look at it, see what it was.
It's good to see some things don't change.
Hey, it's free and it's useful. Why get rid of something if it's useful, right?
It's kind of the whole philosophy of our city, isn't it?
That's weirdly on the nose, friend.
Which who else wants to enter in the cafe?
I'm handing out pamphlets outside. I'm out in front handing pamphlets about did you know in big letters, and then there's like this really vague iconography, and it's like constructs have souls, and then read more, and then you open it up.
Little pebbles attached to each one.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, you open it up and oh shit, like gravel falls out.
Worst kind of glitter bomb.
Uh, yeah, I would say for your character, what'd you spider, right?
Yeah, dead spider
Um,
or spider. Yeah.
um, yeah, like everyone seems to be in a very somber mood, and
Is that
you can
different from
almost
normal?
it's it's like, especially somber when everyone is kind of in a almost funeral rite,
Mm.
taking these pieces of cloth over to the trees. So, the more you do it, the more you realize, like, this might be inappropriate, or I don't know. But you do see two individuals you recognize through the window of the cafe.
I mean, if this is a somber mood, this is the perfect place for my pamphlets. To be honest, like these are exactly the kind of people that need a few pebbles, a few more pebbles in their ponchos. If you know what I'm saying. Um, if I recognize the people, I'm gonna like slap my pamphlet on the window and like knock on it, knock on the window while like sliding my pamphlet around.
Oh.
Is that who I think it is?
Oh.
Kind of wave at him to come in.
Yeah. Hey.
I point at the pamphlet and I pull out like 50 of them and I shrug.
I'm going to hold up whatever I'm eating and point at it and point to you.
It's a
Uh,
piece of bread.
oh man, I am hungry. That's true. Okay, well I hide the remaining pamphlets behind a potted plant. Hopefully nobody's gonna take them. Maybe I'll put the gravel on top so they don't blow away.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
and then I'm gonna slink inside. I don't really walk. I slink everywhere like I have a broken back.
How about Ren, her character?
Uh, Honestly, I think as Theo is approaching the cafe, she's not really paying attention to surroundings so much as she's paying attention to the stack of papers in her hand. The one on top definitely seems to have her attention, almost on autopilot, going into the cafe, walking over to the construct, tossing the coins in to get a cup of coffee, and heading to sit down at the counter, paying
Yeah,
little
you hear
attention.
the jingle of coins as it hits the rest of the coins within this construct's stomach. Um, yeah, it'll move, articulate, and pour a cup of coffee for you and place it on the table. If you put enough coins in, it would get out a plate and put a warm loaf of bread that is warmed by his chest and kept warm in that dead flesh.
I
But you're the moment the architect comes in, like it's that smell that if you don't work in the Citadel, you're not used to, which is just the everyone's familiar with the smell of burnt flesh and hair. Uh,
Everybody knows that old
yeah,
chestnut.
everyone knows that. Yeah, that's
Don't
just
be
like French
weird.
vanilla.
Everyone
We're
knows
just all
that
aware
shit.
of it. Yeah, uh, it certainly like clings to the architect.
Oh, kind of look over my shoulder. Yep, some things never changed. Their nose is stuck in the papers
What?
again.
What? I promise I showered before today.
Not you. And I point over my shoulder at the counter.
I'm gonna snatch the bread out of your hands and then I'm gonna sit underneath the table and eat it.
Is it me or is he stranger than he used to be?
This is an interesting evening. So many weird things going on. Okay, SMJ, that you?
Huh?
Kind of just
What?
awkwardly wave.
Wrath?
What?
If
Okay,
there's if there's like
this is like nice little reunion in a way, I guess.
if there's a tablecloth at the table, I'm just kind of lift it up so she can see Spider. I'm
I
just
go
kind of
Yeah.
and I drop the bread over me again. Not my
Oh, he's
web!
doing well.
Don't move my web!
Oh, Spider.
sorry.
Ay. What are the three of you doing here?
Well, I was just having a cup of coffee.
I was just having a backstory moment. Just drinking coffee and being gritty.
I just got back from the road and needed something more than just standard Citadel rations.
This is weird.
It's been a weird day.
We'll lift up the tablecloth again. It's definitely weird.
I mean, I admit, I'm glad I've never seen the three of you come across my slab, but I also haven't thought about you much lately until, a little earlier. But
What happened earlier that made you think of us?
just, you know how it is. You're working over the dead all day and you start thinking about people you've lost and friends you had when you were kids.
I mean, I guess my job is a little different. I mean, I'm more out there giving you your bodies to work on more than anything else.
Yeah, Technophant.
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. What about you, Bug? You still
There
digging
is.
around in the trash and
Oh
playing
yeah.
with your
Oh my
your
gosh.
bits?
Oh, let me tell you, I found some wonderful things.
Delicious flies.
Oh, Spider.
I start slapping my hand around on the top of the table. Is there like, I don't know, miscellaneous peanuts or something? Some kind of free something that I can just like grab.
I mean, other than the candle and
I
the
take
bread
the
on the
candle.
plate.
I
Yeah.
take the candle,
Mm.
and you can hear from underneath the tablecloth.
I blow it out as it slides off. I would like to at
Yeah,
least.
just like
I take offense and withdraw underneath the tablecloth again.
Look, I just don't want you to light the table on fire while I'm sitting at it. Wait till I leave, okay? But it's kind of weird that you brought that up because nostalgia. I've been listening to listen to a song that kind of reminds me of people too. I was thinking about somebody.
As
All
they're
right.
talking, you'll notice that Co has turned over the stack of papers, kind of obscuring the top one. Who were you thinking about?
Uh, old memories. Just somebody that I think we all used to know.
Spider, you sure you're okay? Did you get a head injury again?
He had some paper he pushed up against the window. I don't know what he was doing.
I said the candles used to be better here.
Well, that's. I guess you gotta wonder what they're made out of. Is it actual wax or fat? Because I mean, it's gonna be one or the other.
Oh, it's always been high quality fat. I'm gonna like wrap the tablecloth. Like I like poke my head underneath the. I'm imagining I'm like pretty young. I'm either like a teenager or like a young 20s, but like quite damaged, like a damaged 20s, right? Where there's been like a certain amount of like extended childhood, right? For whatever the hell the living outside the normal society has. So yeah,
I feel called out.
highest quality fat. So I'd like wrap the tablecloth around my head, like poking out.
How about you, Spider? Do you think about anything from past?
Hmm? What? No, no, never. Not once. Never have I ever had a thought. Ever.
Now that one I believe.
I have to admit, I was a little. Took a little tour down memory's path myself earlier tonight.
How so?
coming back from patrol, and when you're out in the wild, your head is on rollers. I mean, you don't know when some deviant construct that someone slapped together is going to come rushing out of the ruins, or cannibals trying to find their dinner for the night. But we were on the outskirts, and I saw some footprints that had a really familiar swish in them, kind of from like someone I think we all remember knowing. I mean, I'm not the only one that remembers Emilio, am I?
I was gonna say, hey, yeah, that's a better answer than I had. Yeah, that's gonna have everybody say the name out, count down, and start at 3, 2, 1. Who are you thinking of?
Emilio.
Yeah.
Yeah. I followed the trail for a little bit and found a wall that had what he used to draw on it. Chalk. I don't. I mean, it can't be, because if it was chalk with the weather, it wasn't exactly protected. I mean, from what I remember, it was fresh. Correct? Looked fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked fresh. I mean, it shouldn't. There is no way anybody else would know to draw that, unless one of y'all were outside the city walls, drawn on walls.
That'd be hurtful. I wouldn't do that. That's not a prank to me.
Yeah, well, kind of makes me have some thoughts that we all shouldn't be thinking about.
Theo is just going to quietly slide that bottom slip of paper out from under the stack, walk over to the table where they're sitting, and lay it on the table. That ends up in my office, folded up like a paper airplane.
I unfold the paper, and the message is the same as what she saw.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of written in pencil, but with the hands of someone very young.
Are very dead.
Too.
And what
You know,
what was the message?
I found you, signed Emilio.
Okay, you're an architect. That's not. So was he not dead? Because that's not possible.
It's not possible. But there it is. It's been messing with my head since.
I mean, someone's got to be. Someone's messing with us. I mean, no offense, but I really haven't thought of you guys in quite a while, so I can't imagine that someone would be trying to torment us.
Not offended. I haven't thought about any of you in quite some time. I've been busy with work.
Yeah, trying to stay
I'm
alive.
gonna crawl behind the bar and try and get the construct to produce coffee.
Yeah, do you have any coins?
No, are you kidding me?
Spider,
Yeah,
Spider, sweetie. Sorry. Spider, sweetie, you're going to
it's
break it. Just
very
come here.
unfortunate. Yeah. The construct looks like it's been programmed for a little bit of self-defense. Like as you're trying to like grab onto it, it's kind of like pushing a skeletal-like claw, just pushing you away from it.
Yeah,
With
I try and
increased
find its
force every
coffee
time you come
nozzle
in.
and see. It's like the equivalent of a kid checking. I mean, I guess this doesn't count anymore, but you would check payphones. You would go and try and see if you
Yeah,
get a quarter to come out, right? Um,
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do with the coffee. Is I'm trying to see if anything will come out of its nozzle.
Would you two grab him and I'll buy him a
Spider!
cup of coffee?
I just
If they try and grab me, I scuttle away.
Okay, look, I don't want to touch you any more than you want to be touched. Uh, so how about we just calm down and you can do whatever it is you do and have some coffee? You know,
how about I buy you a cup?
I understand it's some sort of self-flatulation kind of thing.
Yeah, I hide behind, I don't know, one of the leather chairs, and I peer over the top of it at them.
I'm going to go ahead and pay for 4 more cups of coffee and take them over and set them on the table for all of us and sit down with them.
I do not
Yeah.
approach.
The construct
Spider.
will pour the coffee, then place them on the table, producing another cup for Spider before blinking back into the corner.
Spider, I got a fresh cup of coffee for you. It's okay, Spider. We're not going to touch you.
I
You
don't
know
want it
us.
now.
You don't want it because you couldn't steal it?
No.
Well, if you
I
change your
hide. I
mind,
hide fully behind the leather chair.
if you change your mind, it's here on the table.
Don't want to let it get cold. It turns into mud.
You think he don't want to eat that?
I don't know anymore.
Spider, you're really worrying me. But this note, though, back to no. Did you ever tell anybody anything about us?
I haven't talked to anybody at work about any of you. About where I'm from or who I grew up with. We don't talk much about my personal life at all. I'm not really close with any of them.
And they don't keep any records. They don't like, hey, who is this person that's gonna come and work with, what you work with? I mean, it's kind of, I think it's kind of important to know who's gonna be sticking their hands in, somebody else, kind of thing.
I'm sure there's some evaluations somewhere, but they mostly care about our studies and our scores and our skills. I'm a trained surgeon, and they don't care if I grow up in the poor side of town. Or if I know guys that are weird, as she indicates back to Spider.
I'm no longer behind the chair.
I have this blank space.
He's still here.
Spider! Come on, Spider, come out. We know you're here.
Just
Have you been thinking about Emilio too?
From like the other side behind the bar, you hear no, maybe, and then my head pops up, and I've like broken off a piece of the construct that I'm like holding in my hands. Yes.
kid.
Damn it, Spider, I'm probably gonna end up having to fix that.
I could fix it.
Oh, really?
I shove it back into the construct in a place where it clearly doesn't go.
Yeah, it's like this piece of rib cage that's just kind of forced back into the stomach. Like,
Jesus Christ.
That's how people get arrested. I'm gonna look the other way because
Yeah.
I have to arrest people for doing that sometimes.
Okay. Well, this is physical though. This is a piece of paper. It's not a memory. It's not a voice. It's not a spooky drifting through walls here. Something wrote this. Someone wrote this. I mean, let's be honest.
Hey, someone's gotta be messing with us. Maybe it was one of the other kids we grew up with. And there were a few kids around that we didn't socialize with, right?
I mean, if we haven't exactly kept in touch, why would? We never bullied anybody. We always just kept to ourselves. So I can't imagine that we offended or hurt anybody that grew up around us so much that they'd want to torment us with this.
Ooh.
with that, I'm going to ask a play from each one of you. It is firmness. And then let me know, I guess, what is your reaction upon like experiencing like a quick bout of danger? Is it fight or flight?
Oh, flight, always flight. I have a 5. Does that matter? I have a 5 of hearts.
Oh, not if you're going for a suit success, you're good. Yeah.
Great, yeah, always flight. Dead Spider is a flight kind of person slash arachnid.
Ooh, hindrance. So Jess has purchased a hindrance. So I'm gonna throw in
What
that.
that mean?
That means instead of
Complication.
one success, you need two
Oh no.
to be
Oh, come
successful in
on.
this. Um, yeah.
Can, can we
Okay,
mix and
so-
match?
So
You know, like do
yeah.
like the.
So your option. So if you're not trained, and I know these pre-gens because I made it, and I know that unless they're trained, they can't get a numeric success. You'll most likely have to draw from the dark, like one card, and then you discard a card and immediately play the top card of your deck in hopes that that second card will get you where you need to go. If you are trained in it, then you most likely can get those two successes, usually from a suit success and then in combination with a numeric success from the numeric value of both cards.
Okay, so I have.
So Ren, I see you got two hearts. So are you trained in it though?
I am.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, throw those down. That goes in the discard pile. You're good.
I am trained in absolutely no flesh whatsoever. So I do have the Ace of Hearts.
That's at least one success.
Correct.
So you can, if you're going to attempt to make this play, you would immediately play that card.
Okay.
It goes in your discard pile, and then
Okay.
you can discard one other card from your hand and immediately play the top card of your deck and hope that it's what you need.
It's a 4 of spades.
You die,
So,
and you're sad about it. That's how you play Necrobiotic, everybody.
Woo!
No, that's when I
Hey,
have to
that's
call
the
next to
necro.
like, I already have my out.
all right, how about the Am and John? You guys get
Now this is a flesh pull, and what can we use? Firmness.
firmness, yeah.
Ooh, I am trained in firmness. So
But what about your character, John?
well, other way around. My character is trained in firmness.
Thank you.
I'm a
Thank you.
jellyfish.
Oh, oh my. Yeah, but are you a tanned jellyfish?
That's a good question. Are there tan jellyfish in this world?
Probably are.
That's
Come on,
awesome.
Mitch. Don't skimp on the tan jellyfish. Give us the lore, buddy.
Well, that goes into Venice, and they've dealt with the
Ooh.
lack of humanity in a very drastic, different way. It's very weird.
I really got to ask, Mitch. Are there English translations to these books?
Just the ones that I have.
Well, I mean, like the novels, right? Like the
Oh,
basis.
we're working on that actually. So
Oh,
me
nice.
and the author Valerio Amade, we're
What a
working on
transition.
publishing the full novels, which there are about three, to English so that people can enjoy the world in a more thorough manner.
John, master of his craft, master of the segue. If
Yeah.
somebody wanted to find out more, Mitch looks dead in the camera. How could they?
You'd have to wait until we finish translating
And then we all
it.
smile and laugh. Waiting.
But so, man, I have my 2 of hearts, and I'm trained in it. So
Mhm.
technically, I would have 2 cards that I could play, correct?
Yep. Yeah, you can play two cards.
But I have
Oh, if you. Oh, your first card was a three of hearts, right?
2, 2. That's my only. That's my
Two
only
of hearts.
2 of hearts.
Yeah. Do you have a six or higher in your deck in your hand?
Nope. In my hand, highest card I have is 4.
Yeah.
Now,
You'll. Yeah.
although I do have this little fun guy.
Ooh, which is a Joker is always a success no matter what. So you could throw that down as your second, and then boom,
Boom.
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 Now,
Boom.
when do I get to draw more cards?
When you
are
die.
able, when you are able to find rest and relaxation in a way that you feel like you can recover your spoons, um, then you can bob back up to your
There's
hand.
spoons too. There's spoons. So many crazy mechanics in this game. Like no dice, cards, spoons. You get your
So
cards
Spoons.
back, John, when you say, "Mitch, I'm sad now." When you admit that, you can get more cards.
I have great
When I
ennui.
see tears.
Ennui.
And Graham, what'd you get?
A
What's
5
your play?
of hearts, which is what I need, right? I just pull it from my hand.
Well, you need 2 successes now because of
Oh,
Jess's hindrance.
oh, I see. Which means I need 2 cards, right? 2 separate
Yeah, are you
cards.
trained in it?
I'm not trained in it. I don't feel very firm. Hair doesn't feel very firm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
the
only have
best you
one
can
heart in my
do,
hand.
yeah, the best you can do is to discard a card and play the card immediately on the top of your deck and hope that it's.
I do not top deck a heart.
Oh, but it's a 4. And what was the numeric value of your first card?
5. Try to get an 8,
Yeah, yeah. So that's 2 successes
or
right
like
there.
at least an 8, not an
Yeah,
exact 8. Oh, okay,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
got it.
Boom. Perfect. All right, raise your. So we have John got it, Ren got it, Graham got it.
Who?
Ah,
I didn't get it.
yeah. The only one who didn't get it was the Technophon. There is
A
a
cab.
snort. There is a snort and a crash as you notice right outside the window that a construct horse has ran into a light pole. Construct horse is a very large, it's one of those Clivedale's horses. Instead of tanned flesh, it has regular preserved flesh. The back ends have been kind of scooped out and replaced with leather seats, with like spools replacing the back hind legs, so that you can just hop on like a taxi, and tell it where you want to go within the city, and it will follow and lead you and guide you there. Um, yeah, it looks like a
So it's
malfunction outside.
crashed.
Hmm.
I immediately drop everything. I knock over the coffee they bought me, and I run over to go see to the horse.
Yeah, everyone except for the Technophon is able to kind of
You don't
let
care. Yeah.
let that wave of panic go by. But I guess, dear Technophon, where does it take you?
I kind of freeze for a moment. Um, Usually the city's safe. I'm not prepared for something like that to happen, a crash, some kind of danger, so to speak. So just kind of
Yeah,
sit there.
and you can see, uh, kind of obscured from the snow as it clings to the window, that there is a small shape laying on the side of the road next to this crashed construct horse.
Uh, we all
Can
see
we all
that?
see the?
Up to him.
Okay.
Oh, just me.
Can we see the concern on Raph's face?
But yeah, I guess it depends on our Technophon. Like, Ralph, are you
Are
someone
you
who
sad?
buries things? Do, do
It's
you
the only way
bury
you get
things deep
cards.
inside?
You gotta be sad if you
Basically,
want more cards.
basically, just kind of frozen. Like my face was just like not dead eyes, but they've gone far away.
Yeah. So
Undead
we're
eyes.
gonna make another play for you.
Okay.
This one, this one's gonna be in. It's unfortunate. It's gonna be in firmness once again.
Yeah.
The this one has a consequence attached to it, which is 2 exhaustion. That means if you can't provide me a success, I'm gonna make you discard randomly 2 cards from your hand.
Well, I was hoping to save it for something super important, but this sounds super important. So I'll play my G.
There's a crashed horse. It's very important.
That's fair.
This is the craziest thing that's happened all day.
That poor lamppost.
So something
Yeah, the lamppost is
you
also
you
covered in leather, human leather.
I mean, you remember a time when you were not as fast as you hoped you would be, where a situation occurred very similar to this, and you watched, unable to move, but years of moving when everyone else stays still, kind of forces you on your feet, moving towards the exterior out to that area. Though the moment you kind of push past the doors, the small figure laying out on the road isn't there. In its place, you just kind of see a mound of snow that must have kind of looked like maybe someone was laying down in the snow, but
The
at
horse
least
is
this
still
time you
there,
move.
but the horse is still
Yeah, the
there.
horse is there.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
kind of
enough
like,
hallucination.
its head is like smashed into the lamp post, and it continues to kind of like press against it. You see fluid dripping from its nostrils onto the ground.
Uh,
I want to fix the horse. Let me fix the horse, Mitch. What do I got to do to fix the horse?
Well, this is
I
weird.
believe it
So,
has a soul, and I want to fix the horse.
for you, fixing it would be to probably take your cascade poncho against its head repeatedly until it moves no more.
I feels like you that the hand of the DM a little bit. Let's see. I got a lock and key. I got a satchel of dried flowers. Apparently I can sing. I got a lot of singing powers. Don't know what they do. What do my singing powers do, Mitch? You made this character.
So, Children of the River, while part of a religious faction, you as the character play a very small fraction who hears the music of the sleeping world. A group of
Okay.
mathematical equations of music that just goes on and on in the background, that dictates the laws of reality, etc., etc. And every now and then,
Etc. Did you just etc. reality?
yeah, I did. Reality and
The nature of existence, blah blah blah.
blah blah. One thing led to another. And
Okay,
so
well I
at
want to sing. I want
times,
to sing to the dying horse then.
what are you trying to do then?
Soothe its reality, allow its soul to get to a better place, ease its suffering from this fascio techno undead necro state we find ourselves in. The use, yada yada yada.
The use. Ooh, this is tough. Whenever you're trying to influence the sleeping song, because it doesn't like to be influenced, it gets difficult the more improbable it is, as well as if it's affecting things in the external. So you would be affecting a horse,
Yup,
so it's outside of you,
yup.
and then it is pretty improbable that a soul can be put to rest.
Okay.
Um, so we'll. Oh man, I think for this you're gonna need 3 successes for this.
All right.
You want to try for it.
And so let's see.
And what I'll do. Are you trained in it?
Trained in what? This is like my whole thing, right? Tuning and
Yeah,
harmonic
yeah,
state. Hell yeah, I
yeah,
am.
yeah.
It's
All
all,
right,
it's all
cool.
I can
So
do.
I will say, from the Matt provided a benefit. You were able to play 3 cards instead of just
Cool,
2.
cool. And kings are bad?
Yeah, did you draw a king?
Hell yeah, I did. No, I didn't.
When? Yeah, put it back.
I did. I am, bro. I'm putting it back. Fuck that thing. All right. So I need an 8.
Exactly.
An 8 is 2 successes.
An 8 is one success. So the two ways of successes are suit and numeric, and you can combine the two.
Okay. Great. Okay. So I have a 7 of spades, and I'm trained in it, which means I can
Right,
add
so
more
that's one
cards.
success. Yep.
And so I can pump it up to, let's see, I have a 2 of spades. So does that
All right,
mean
that's
a
three
3 and
successes.
then it's a special? Is that 3? Great. So I
Three
will
Oh.
successes.
play 2 cards, a 2 of spades and a 7 of spades to sing the horse into a better place. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. I mean, it's for everyone viewing, it's probably very strange as Spider it sings a little tune in this construct instead of repeating the flawed programming within its head, just kind of slumps onto the ground, its eyes closing, the hot air from its nostrils ceasing, and then it's just still,
I stroke
calm and peaceful.
its length and audibly say, "It's okay, Emilio. It's okay."
Did you just call the horse Emilio?
I keep singing to myself and the horse.
Can we hear him from where we are if we didn't leave the cafe? Or can we just
Yeah,
see
you
that he's
have to.
moving?
Yeah, you would see. You have to come outside if you want to hear.
Got to check on the lamppost. Yeah.
That's a whole. This lamppost is a whole new leather sheen. The leather on this lamppost is fucked. I think we wouldn't have to do so much necrobiotic stuff if, like, not literally everything was made of tanned human leather. Like.
Well, is this lamppost formerly human?
Oh yeah, the walls are the
No,
floors, the
no.
cobblestones. Cobblestones are chunks of flesh.
It is not that drastic. The lampposts usually are just the normal lampposts.
Ooh.
Except for the one that was
Just lit
sweeping. That one was a little different.
Yeah, the one that had the lamppost coming out of its spinal column. That one was a mobile lamp post.
Well, waste not, want not. Yeah, I'm checking on the lamppost. I go out there. I kind of glance over at Spider, and it's like, I think it's done, Spider.
What did you do?
Do you think he did something? I saw it run into the. Well, it crashed on its own. He didn't do it.
Well, I mean, my experience, especially dealing with out of control constructs, they don't stop until you dismember them almost to tiny pieces. So, I mean, but doesn't any of this seem eerily similar to any of you? I mean,
I don't know. Hey, SMJ.
Hearing him and seeing him wave, CO will step outside. Oh,
Hey,
what the hell, Spider?
he sang to it.
You ever seen one of these things just turn off like this?
No, I mean, I don't usually work with ones this big. I usually work with the people ones, but I've never seen a construct just shut itself down. Something must have been flawed in its mechanics. Maybe it's power supply.
Look, we might. This is we. This is not the first time we've seen one of these go wrong.
Well, no, it's not the first time we've seen one go wrong.
No, go
And
wrong with and impact someone we all knew.
would CO at this point have any memory of a crash involving a horse?
Um, Yeah, you can
And I
make
might
a
be.
play in reasoning.
Play in reasoning. Let's see, reasoning. Ooh, and I'm skilled in reasoning. I do have my ace of clubs.
So I mean, the way you view it is not like the first person, but you do like remember the same kind of rap sheet or incident report when you were much older after the event. Uh, a carriage um, malfunctions. In this particular instance, it hit a kid. That kid did end up dying. There are a few notes that go on after that, but you weren't really paying attention to the rest of it. Uh, Name Emilio pops up earlier on in the report.
She's gonna get quiet for a second. No, that's not the first time.
No, when that carriage hit the lamppost, and it was so real, and I thought I saw a small body laying out here in the snow, and it made me remember everything that happened.
You thought you saw a kid hit by the horse, so you didn't say anything.
That's why I'm
I,
out here, though. But I got, and I pointed at the pile of stones, like that's where I saw the kid. And obviously, it wasn't, but it was just a
So,
memory.
I don't know what you're remembering, Raph, but I don't want any part of it. What happened
Sio's gonna
happened.
kind of Sio's gonna kind of put a hand on. I'm guessing Bug is probably the closest to her. I don't want to think about it either. I'm just glad I didn't have to tan him.
So what is going on? This is everything seems to be pointing at. The only clue we have is that letter and what I found outside the city, and I'm thinking there might be more answers out there.
Why would you ever think that? You think there are answers out there beyond the city?
From what I saw this evening earlier today, yeah, I found the footprints. The shoes look just like what Emilio used to wear. The
But
drawings on the wall were fresh, and they were exactly what he used to draw all the time. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, look, that's some random artwork. I mean, it was just, when I saw it, I knew exactly what it was.
Look, maybe
But
it's just the time of year messing with us. We're thinking about him, so we're seeing things that make us think about him more.
and somebody's messing. I don't know if it's one of you. Bug kind of gets angry and looks at all of you.
My song is concluded. At this point, I'm just stroking the horse's hair, and I lay down next to it and hold it.
Look, you really think we would do that?
I don't. I don't want to think that. Don't want to think that, but I know that. Look, he's gone. Emilio's gone, and I don't know what you're trying to say, Raph, but he's gone.
I don't know what I'm trying to say because
Whatever else could be doing this. It's gotta be
you're
some.
right.
It's gotta be somebody. You know, it's gotta be somebody.
Let's think about what facts we know. Let's be reasonable about this. It's somebody who's got access to the Citadel and clearance to leave the city. So it's got to be who works in Citadel. Somebody who has access to our files, who knows about Emilio. right? That's the only thing that makes sense. And then we're seeing things and thinking about them and making ourselves nuts.
Look,
It's the only thing
Speaking of
that makes
which,
sense.
Spider energize 1, so you get to draw 1 card and put it in your hand.
Hell yeah. Is that money people gave us?
Oh, it's just
Is it just it's
that
just like for funsie? I drew a king. Is that bad?
actually. Oh yeah, that is that is bad. What's your flaw?
I work too hard. Oh, you mean the character? Construct sympathy. Shocker. Um, in your soul, you cannot ignore the humanity of constructs. Well, I've already been role playing that. Pish posh. Yada yada yada. Am I right? It's impossible for you to suffer their slavery, and you tend to abandon yourself in outbursts and sermons, the least inopportune moments, especially when you witness the mistreatment and exploitation of biomachines, or if you run into aberrant hybrid machines. All right. So while everyone is having these lovely, oh, what's the mystery we gotta find? I'm going to stand on the corpse of the horse now, and I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs, and I'm going to start throwing pamphlets at passersby, talking about the inhumanity. How dare they? Everyone, how they're all guilty, but how they have all looked past, how they walk by, ignoring it, when in their hearts they know the truth. And I say, Emilio is not gone. He's never been gone. He's here right now with us. Can't you hear him? I know all of you can hear him. It's like half coherent, but it's just like noisy. I shake my poncho rocks every once in a while if somebody gets too close. Is that
Yeah.
is that is that
Oh.
is that what this does?
Yeah, yeah. You get
Do I
to
discard it
place it in
now?
the discard. Yeah, you
Hell
discard
yeah.
it and you get to draw another card. So
Oh, I
whenever
got another
a
king.
king.
That's weird. Why did I? No, I'm kidding.
hell no.
What?
I
Whenever a
have
king
24
comes,
kings. What's happening, Mitch?
Role
whenever
play.
a king is pulled, you have 2 choices. One is to take a trauma as you just kind of push it down. The other is to roleplay it in an act during that scene that causes strife or causes you to
Oh,
fail something.
that's easy. I'll
Yeah,
do both.
you
Give
did
me a
it
give me a
perfect.
trauma. I'll do both. What trauma do I
Oh
get?
no,
I'm
no. Now you
serious.
accurately depicted.
Okay. All right.
Uh, Militia are coming. You see, like people are calling. Someone must have called. As you see, 3 militia, each one wearing the militia red and black garb with the captain half cape over their left shoulder, carrying sonic truncheons as they approach Spider.
I scream ACAB and I throw my poncho rocks at them. I pummel them all in the face with my rocks and start running in circles around as I throw rocks at them.
I'm gonna.
Excellent.
I'm nodding my head, but my character's freaking out.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just embrace the training, and I'm gonna step forward. It's like I've got control of this. This is a situation, but I know this person, and
I
I
want a
will
rock to come
take
over
it.
his head and like
Yeah.
hit one of the cops.
Yeah.
Spider, stop throwing unless you want to go to jail.
ACAB! ACAB!
Nothing
It's
goes
not an
over his
ACAB.
head. His reflexes are too fast.
Yeah, they pull out the book, and law has been replaced by a book of scientific equations, called the
what's it
Scientificus Codex.
what's it bound in,
Uh,
Mitch? What's the cover of the book? Let me guess.
it's a paperback
Yeah, but the cover, Mitch.
paper. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just regular
It's just
paper.
regular paper.
Yeah, just
Why would it be
regular paper.
weird? Don't make it weird.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's normal. But they will list out a set of equations, which pretty much dictates like the involvement of an aberrant numeral within an equation sets it off balance, and unless that aberrant piece of the equation is removed, balance will never come back into it. And they're suggesting to uh, the technofont like he needs to be removed from this area immediately, um, or they'll have to do more.
All right, I'm going to grab Spider and just start walking.
Yeah, I think as a player I acquiesce, but like in character, I want it to be like
Yeah.
really, uh, I'm fighting for my life here. But as Graham, absolutely, I consent to you doing this big time.
And I'll do it in such a way that you're facing them as I'm walking away, so you can
Oh
keep
no,
jumping
whatever you
rocks.
want, whatever you want. My
Yeah.
poncho is really light at this point. Like I need to fill back up.
It's like when a mom is dragging their kid away while they have a tantrum. They've got him by the arm, but the kid is still
Yep.
looking at the thing they want and yelling.
Yep.
Gosh darn it.
And what the thing that kid wants? Freedom for the people. That's right. It's conceptual.
My place is around the
Hey.
corner.
Hey, Lieutenant, we're going. Just remember, a variable must always remain in place until the equation presents itself. We're
I
going.
hit you with a very small rock when you say that.
Theo's going to kind of open her coat so they can see her Citadel apron and step forward, uh, indicating toward the horse construct. The construct failed of its own accord. I need you to contact somebody at the Citadel and have this handled immediately.
All right, why don't you give me a play societal esteem? So you whipped out the leather apron.
Uh-oh. All right, societal esteem?
You flashed a badge.
Yeah, kind of. What would that be in? Oh, there we go. It's
Spades. Yeah, it's
gear.
your last spade skill.
It's gear, and I have a spade. I have 6 of spades.
Perfect. Yeah, they are like you you got it. We'll take care of this. Just make sure that your friend there stays out of it, and we'll leave it out of our reports.
I appreciate your discretion, gentlemen, and thank you for handling this. We'll see to
Of
it
course.
that the Technofont is able to handle the other situation.
At the end of it, everything's balanced. Thank you, architect.
Of course.
They'll
Gonna
just
turn
kind of
around.
head over to the horse.
Gonna turn around, kind of get Bug by the arm and kind of scoop Bug away with me. Suddenly remembering that she had papers and whatnot to grab from the cafe, go back in, grab those, and then come back out and scoot off after the others.
Look, if you promise not to run, there's something really cool that you can see in my. Does that sound good, Spider?
I don't like it when you use that tone.
There's no tone. I promise.
I've stopped fighting it this way. Are the cops not in view? Are we like moved off?
Yeah, you guys are going down the other street.
I'm no longer fighting. And
Okay.
I'm like staring, like not looking at you.
But no, I promise. Just let's go to my house. We'll take a breath. We'll take a break.
Whatever.
And
Fine.
For architect and technosopher, as you're heading back into the cafe to retrieve those papers, the moment you like open the door, you see this doctor's table, and laying across the table, this beaten and broken boy. There are doctors surrounding him with various tubes coming out. People are wearing masks, gloves. The light is dark, but there's a little flashlight torch peering into various places of this kid, checking them out. A hand like reaches out to the ankle to kind of see how it twists and turns.
Would this look like a tanning table to me?
I mean,
Not a tanning
every
table.
table's a tanning table if you try hard enough.
Well, tanning table has like little stuff to leak out the fluid. You know how we all have one. But this one's
No,
more
mine's
for
made of paper,
keeping.
dude.
Or does
Oh,
it look more like they're trying to save him?
yeah, it looks like they're trying to save him.
Then even for the architect, I think this would be a bit startling.
And we both see this in what was once the coffee shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Gonna pearl clutch in the whole 9 yards.
the hell is this? What kind of game is this? And I think that Bug is going to charge in
Bugging.
there. Yeah, Bug's bugging. He's like, "What the hell
Bugging.
is this? This is fake." And runs in to grab one of the doctors.
Yeah, the doctor like looks at you and pulls down their mask. What are you doing?
What the hell is this? Where'd the coffee shop go?
You need to get a hold of yourself if you're gonna stay in this operation room. You do that?
I'm looking around. Is it an operation room now?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, this ain't it. Nope. Yeah. He kind of gently shoves and does a 180 and starts going out the door.
Trying to gather herself, CO's gonna step forward and take a look around. Does she recognize any of the people or the person on the table? Does it look like something she could help with?
Yeah, I mean, you recognize two of the architects as your mom and dad. Uh, Even like with the mask and the scrubs and stuff like that, you recognize the face, the lines of concern and such.
Are her mom and dad
And
still
one
alive
of
at this
them,
point in her life? Okay.
yeah, one of them kind of goes over to you, and despite like you're, a full-grown person, they kind of get down on their knees as if to talk to you, and like, honey, um, we're gonna do our best, promise, but there's always a chance, right? So you have to understand that. Uh, you have to understand that. I kind of looks over to her husband, like trying to fill that silence with maybe something filled with a little bit more wisdom, but it's just kind of moment lingers.
Mother, what are you talking about? I'm not a little girl.
Yeah, you're not. Um, why don't you take Bug, take him out, uh, you go walk around the park, go to the swing set, you guys, and hey, by tomorrow morning, I'm sure you guys will be playing again like you used to. Right? You do that for me?
I I don't know what you're talking about. And she's gonna turn her attention to the patient and like start commenting on what she sees or what needs to be happening.
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead and this will be in your gear skill. And probably uh, figure out what skill is on there.
Would that be advanced medicine?
There we go. Yep.
All right, I only have one card left, and it is my Joker.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Uh, yeah, you play it. I mean, there's imaging for the most part. Within you see kind of uh, the welts and the discoloration of the skin. Um, but despite what your mom and dad have told you, like there's a pretty like you as an adult understand that there's a really good chance that this kid's gonna live. Just with the advances of medicine and stuff like that. Like this is devastating for our time here living right now, but for necrobiotic in that world, this is doable.
Y- You're being so negative, but look at his imaging, and she's like gonna go through, this is possible, this is possible, this is what needs to be happening. And like she's forgotten she's supposed to be in a coffee shop at this point, and has kind of fallen into being the surgeon, being the architect. Let me scrub in. I'll help. This is totally doable.
So for each of you who are in that scene. Why don't you give me play empathy? The consequence will be to exhaustion.
Right. So
So
I'm out of cards, so I'm going
yeah,
to
you
play in
have
the dark.
no cards. Yeah, you play in the dark. So you hope.
The empathy is
Top
flesh.
deck.
Nope. Drew a diamond.
All right.
And how many do we need?
One success.
All right, and so I can play value.
Mm-hmm.
4 and 4.
All right. Excellent. There was a decision made uh, during this surgery, one that you understand, Bug, um, that maybe you just didn't want to tell everyone else. Um, that Emilio had a certain principle and a certain set of beliefs. That if someone was meant to die, then they would. Or you, SMJ, I love that. Um, you're going to take a trauma in flesh.
Woo!
As whatever has happened here, you have pushed deep down, and you do not want to remember that defensive mechanism of the human mind. And for everyone traumas, you have four of them in every suit. The first one is just a role-playing note. After that, the second means the -1 to successes in all things concerning that suit. The third one is a -1 that is cumulative, but it affects all suits. And then the fourth one, you're just out of play. So yeah, um,
Pretty sweet.
you you guys, coming to those realizations and such. Um, SMG like staring at your hands with the uh, folded up pieces of paper, specifically that one on the top of that stack. It says, "I found you." That familiar name right afterwards. Uh, Bug, uh, you find yourself closer to the construct. There is one particular bit of wetness dripping from just under the left eye that kind of rounds the pointed cheeks, sunken into the skull. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Bugs looking at it. Are they essentially tears?
Mhm.
Does that count as the sad get more cards equivalent? That does that qualify?
No, you get more cards
Okay.
when you can rest. So the opposite? I
Emotionally.
don't know. Yeah.
Secret
Theo's
is.
looking at those papers, is going to kind of touch it and say very softly under her breath, they could have saved him.
They coulda, but they didn't.
Bug, I'm really tired all of a sudden. Let's go to Rafts, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
out of here.
And with that, we'll take a break as you guys step back into the cold. The snow has it's kind of hard to determine how much time between whatever happened there and like when you're clutching the pieces of paper, but the snow outside looks about a foot deep now. The carcass of the horse has been shifted and moved with expediency, and uh, outdoors it's quiet and a silent night. But yeah, we'll take a break and come back to the conclusion of this tale when we come back.
All right. See everyone in 10 minutes. And hey, everybody, we are back. Really quick, Mitch, if I may, just to drop it in there. Hey, to my side on the menu, you're going to notice that there are expenditures or rewards that you can purchase during the stream that will affect the game. Anything from a simple $5 donation up to $50 will get you different things affecting the game. And yes, there is one in there that I want to toss out there just as a reminder that for a $100 donation to this, you can have your own personal
TPK.
GM. And I will, for $100, I will run a game of your choice. What is it? Your choice. Has to meet the Rook and Rasp standards, so nothing like, what's the crazy one out there that's like
Fatal.
Fatal, yeah. I'm not rating Fatal. But,
I want to do two hot guys making out.
well, that's actually more than $100, bud. Sorry.
Oh. Let's go. It's my favorite TTRPG.
Anyways, but so hey, please, we are a charity stream and we're doing this for charity. So please hop on, spend some cash, and affect the game. As I say, change the rules, change the world. All right, Mitch, it's back to you.
Yeah, I mean, in our the donations we've had so far allowed one person to succeed and another person, well, or everyone else, to have a horrific time concerning a horse. So if you want to see more of that, please, it'll be fun, I promise. So going on over to
Rafts.
the other two, yeah, Raph and Spider. Back in, what's your place look like, Raph?
It is. Ooh, now you put me on the spot because I'm trying to think of Florence architecture and I'm just drawing an absolute blank. The Florence equivalent of like a townhouse, 2 stories,
Nice.
little. Well, it would be like a little garden area right by the front, covered in snow and wilted right now. So, but yeah, I mean, inside there's not a lot.
Did Ralph? Did Ralph at the garden? Or is it taken care of by like a construct?
It's taken care of by a construct. Because I'm away a lot.
How about inside?
Inside is fairly Spartan. If it's not efficient, it really doesn't have a place in here in my home. There are a couple of pieces of artwork, mostly like pastoral pieces. Only where they belong. There's nothing, out of place. Nothing is chaotic or just put everywhere. Everything has a place, and it works. It flows.
Perfect. All right, yeah, you're dragging Spider in. I think just urging them forward by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've stopped fighting. I'm just dead weight at this point.
It's all right. I'm used to dead weight. I mean, it's not like the coffin is very light.
I wink at the camera when I say this.
Yeah, figured. Roll credits.
We all like throw back our heads in a great laugh, and some 90s pop music plays over us.
I'm kind of standing by the front door looking for the other two.
Yeah, the other two, you guys arrive about 5 minutes later.
Took you guys a while. I thought you were right behind us.
Yeah.
Been a long night.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, please come in. Make yourself.
Got coffee.
I can get some on. It won't be out of the construct, but at least it'll be fresh. It'll be hot.
I'd like to see that.
Raph, do you live alone?
Yes.
I'm too Spartan for roommates. Roommates are a waste of space.
I have a cat.
You have a cat.
I have a cat.
Like no art, but for sure you'll have a cat.
Well, the cat, it serves a purpose. It helps me. The cat helps me sleep at night. The purring helps the nightmares stay at bay.
I was going to say it kills all the mice that then the Citadel shows up and carts away to make it into small, tiny robots.
No, I know, a big robot. You just need a lot of mice to build them all up to do one normal-sized one.
How do
Sorry.
you think we power the Citadel? They all run on a giant wheel.
Yeah. It's like you
Wow.
get a nickel for every can you turn in, except the mice. So you get like a very small amount of currency. You can build that up over time, and then some of those horses are just made out of mice skins. Like a whole thing is just nothing but mice skin.
Yeah, I found my skin to be pretty.
I've read the novels
good.
too. I don't know if you know this, so I know all the inside information about the rat skin horses.
Now, the cat may or may not be a construct. I don't know. I've never asked.
Gotta be right. It's like Blade Runner, where they're like, none of these animals are real.
Fair.
So, yeah, I'm going to get some coffee made. You start handing out cups.
CEO's literally going to walk over to a wall, lean against it, and just kind of slide down into a seated position on the floor.
What happened? I mean, yeah, the horse, all that memory, yeah, I get that. Creeping me out, but you guys look like you saw a ghost.
Oh, come on, Shawn.
Some vernaculars just remain, even though the dead.
Just verifying, SMJ, you saw what I saw.
Yeah, I saw what you saw.
What do you see?
It doesn't make sense. I'm going to be very blunt here because I cannot process it any other way. We saw a shit, it's not even doing it blunt. We saw a surgery place, like where the doctors do their work.
On the way here?
In
No,
the
an operating
cafe.
theater.
Oh,
Saw an
you
operating-
harmonized
No, we saw
because
an
you're feeling
operating-
guilty. Do you have a big mirror or something? What's like the biggest thing you have?
Besides my armor?
Yeah, besides your armor.
There.
I guess I could kick over your coffin.
No.
I kick over your coffin and I splay it all over the ground.
But
You're all
no,
fucking traitors.
That is not constructs. That's just technology. That's metal. That's wires, and start putting it back in the coffin in the right order.
What do you mean, traitors?
You're doing every possible thing to pretend like Emilio isn't already here. He didn't go anywhere. Just because he died didn't mean he left. And I'm going to pick up my coffee and throw it as hard as I can against the wall.
Oh, please don't waste the coffee. Shit.
I really wish you hadn't done that.
Spider, you're not making sense. None of this makes sense anyway, so I'm not surprised.
Why did the horse die? Bug? Huh? And I'm going to get right in your face. Because they recycled him. What piece do you think was Emilio? The jaw? A femur? Maybe just a little bit of skin. Maybe that's all that was left after they burned him up.
What do you want me to say, Spider?
He's not
Spider.
gone.
In
Spider,
what
you don't
Who's
know
way?
messing with you? You know who it is? It's Emilio. He's the one fucking messing with you.
Emilio's gone.
You're a fucking traitor.
No, I'm not. I don't even know why you would even think that. I get that you have your beliefs. But beliefs don't change Reality.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about reality. Tell me about the reality you just experienced. Tell me a little more about how much you understand your fucking reality.
You want to know about reality, Spider? She's going to get up off the floor, kind of dropping the papers. Reality is watching body after body come across my table and having to tan them. Reality is being in a surgery, trying to save a life, trying to preserve a life, and not being able to. So don't you fucking talk to me about reality, Spider.
What did you see? You saw him, didn't you? You watched him die.
I watched the surgeons fail to save him when they could have. But it
And
didn't fit with
why
Emilio's
was that?
beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah.
He
Emilio.
didn't want to be saved.
It's because he didn't want to be one of those fucking things on your table that you're so proud of.
No, because he didn't want his life preserved.
I'm gonna kick over a
He
chair.
didn't he didn't want his life extended. Which I don't understand. Preserving
Even,
life is supposed to be our first responsibility.
We're
I mean,
all
even if he
fucking
didn't want to be
traitors.
preserved, what?
And I sulk. And I sulk.
Even if he didn't want to be preserved, and you know, how's that our fault? We were children. We had no control. What happens? I mean, we barely have control of what lives now. So why would he mess with us? Why are we traitors? I mean, does he want us to lead a revolution?
I don't know. I don't know what this is. Reality makes sense. It's a circuit board we're all a part of. We all have our little task, a little diode, a little line, and we serve that purpose until we don't.
We'll say the object bug that you've been kind of toying with the whole night. Uh, it just snaps open, pops a little bit on the table from the just from the spring as it pops out. Um, and you see that it's a one of those like old school watches, uh, ticking about, and on the inside of it, uh, etchings, words strewn about like in different directions, very chaotic. But you recognize the handwriting.
I take a closer look. The handwriting.
Yeah. So each of you, at one point in time, a long time ago, put down what you wanted to be when you grew up, whether it was a painter, uh, musician, an artist, maybe you just wanted to be someone who made the world a better place. Um, but those beliefs, those dreams, are here etched into this inside of this compass. So what was it from each of you? What did you want to be when you grew up before you had to grow up?
Farmer.
Uh, Veterinarian.
I think on some level, CEO wanted to be a doctor. She wanted to be able to save people.
Teacher.
Yeah, and Emilio's is on there too, and it says friend.
I mean, whatever's happening right now. I mean, can we admit that he was probably the best of us? I mean, we wouldn't have all been friends then if it wasn't for him. He was central. Why do you think we all drifted apart afterwards? We can use the excuse of work, obligations, but it was just that spark was gone.
Can't fucking fix people. I don't mean that as an insult. SMJ, I can take a dead radio and I can make a radio work, but it's not like it ever died. I just found a way for it to continue its function. It's right, the same thing, isn't it?
It's like
How
what we
many
do with
radios do you know that have souls?
I don't know. Why does there have to be a soul?
That's not what I asked you.
I don't know anything that has a soul.
Exactly. So you're always going to see it that same way.
Why does it have to have one? Why can't this be what it is?
You cope any way you want to. I'm going to go save Emilio.
What do you mean save Emilio? He's gone. He's not here. You can't save someone who's not here. I can't. I just can't anymore tonight. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
What?
Look, I don't want to go home and be by myself. Raph, can I stay here?
Yeah, I got plenty of space. There's upstairs is, extra bedrooms, extra bed, bathroom, towels in the closet, sheets in the closet.
Thank you. She's
You guys-
just gonna go upstairs.
Y'all want to crash here? You've got plenty of room. Someone can take the couch if they want to. Spider, you can curl up wherever you find a spot. Hopefully things will look a little bit different after we get some rest, because I don't know. We're wrestling with concepts and morality that I don't think any of us have a firm grasp on.
I snort loudly.
You you think you have a grasp on it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought nothing had a soul.
I just don't think anything needs it.
It's not about need. Bug. It's never been about need. That's where you're wrong.
All right, let's just give it a rest. Hopefully it'll look different in the morning. I don't know. I don't have the answers.
So we all try to sleep then, huh?
I need more cards.
Yeah. Is everyone in separate rooms?
That's
I
a
don't think
weirdly specific question to ask, Mitchell.
I don't. I've got 2 rooms upstairs. One of them's mine. I'm going to. I keep forgetting that.
I
Give
find
me the
every spare sheet and blanket in the house, possibly ripping sheets off of unoccupied beds, throw them all into one big pile in the corner of the living room, and crawl inside it.
Well, at least you left the pillowcases. You gonna be okay on the couch, Bugs?
Yeah. Yeah, knowing me, I'll just fall asleep while I'm working.
Well, don't fall off the chair.
Yeah. And yeah, that's probably exactly what Bug's going to do is find a chair, try to fix the watch that he has now discovered.
Yeah. Go ahead and I believe it's electric assembly, unless you could see another gear skill in there that might work better.
All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm trained in it. We'll go for it. Uh, and I think I'm pretty lucky on this one.
Ooh,
Nice.
So at least one
all right.
success.
So, had stopped at 9:30 p.m. And as you fiddle with it throughout the night, it starts ticking past, moving for the first time in maybe decades. Each of you guys can take a breath. So you can discard one card from your hand and then draw back up to your hand. You don't have to discard a card, but you can if you want.
So we can just discard one card?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then I can still draw back up to 7, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're better than everyone else.
I just make sure that just wasn't on the first breath.
That's forever. You're always forever better than everyone else.
By Calvin Klein.
Anyone draw a king?
No.
Not yet.
Oh snap! Look at y'all.
Just me, because I'm better than everyone else.
I kind of want to dig through my deck and see how far down it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of
That was
curious
probably
too.
like the next one.
Yeah, this isn't actually a game where you, like, as a player, run away from the bad stuff. It's, very much like, oh no, I got trauma. It's very like, okay, what does it mean?
Lean
Like,
into it.
that's it's
We.
that kind of game, right? You're not like, oh no, my hit points went down. Ugh,
Oh no! Like yay, my hit points went down.
Exactly. Yeah,
Um.
it's the hurt me daddy school of RP.
Yes. Oh. As you guys wake up, the sun pouring in through the windows, and it's brighter outside. There's several feet of snow, and so the sun's reflecting off of it. You see the glistening kind of wetness on the exterior as the sun's starting to melt away the snow. Um, and as you look down, you realize that you're small, you're young again.
I'm just gonna like run downstairs.
Yeah, and like the little pitter patter of feet as a young Raph kind of hops down. In the center, at your table, pouring a very old and ugly looking frosted flakes into a bowl is Emilio.
Skin flakes.
Nom, nom, nom.
Frosted skin tags.
Oh.
They're great.
No.
Sorry, I really should stop talking about the unpublished Italian word.
I know, right? Some of it's too much for
I'm
Americans.
just so
yeah.
excited to share the lore with everyone,
They are good though.
Delicious, frosted.
I'm just gonna stop and stare.
Yeah. Emilio looks up. You want some?
I don't know.
I'll pour you one. Don't worry. And he like goes over to the cabinet and grabs another bowl. Uh, just shakes the box till the rest of that the powdered bottom of every cereal. It's mostly
Yeah,
that.
the skin flakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, it's
The
mostly
very-
powdered skin. Yeah.
It's the
flaky
exfoliated
like,
stuff right at the bottom.
mhm.
It's or like the dandruff. Yeah, it's the dandruff at the bottom of the box.
Mm. And then yeah.
Do we need to check in? How's everybody doing? We yellow?
Oh, I'm
This is
green.
what I live for. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
I know. I'm serious though. Is everyone green still?
Oh yeah.
Or else I'll keep making skin comments.
Just chill.
Are
Always
you
a cheat
green or
for me.
yellow, Shawn?
Oh, I'm great. I'm fine.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, so
Let's play
it's
Colt after
basically
this.
like it's just getting right into the scalp. I think the thickest dandruff. There's dandruff outside on the ground and inside in the bowl.
Basically Frosted Flakes.
Hell
I'm
yeah!
never gonna look at Frosted Flakes the same again.
Yeah, he pours water in each of them.
I
Really, that much milk. So
was gonna say I don't think construct cows give out
Yeah, we
great
can't we
milk.
can't
yeah.
we can't afford the construct milk.
Yeah.
Just the powdered stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks. When'd you get here?
Sometime in the morning. We're going to eat. Same time. One,
Sure. Yeah.
2, 3. We're shoveling the plates in. When's the others are going to wake up? They're always.
I'm probably standing on. I'm probably standing on the stairs, kind of just.
Yeah.
Hey man, you want some cereal? I think I got some unlucky charms in the cabinet still.
Yeah, you
Just
should
go,
come down. Have some cereal with us.
just go with it.
I come over to the count. Is it a countertop? Is it a table?
What
They're
does
at
it
a
have to
table, but there
table?
is a countertop in the kitchen area.
I sit at the table, but I'm sitting directly across from him, and I'm just watching him intently. Watching Emilio.
Hey Bugs, I know this is freaking you out, but have you noticed that you're not exactly an adult anymore?
I keep on leaning in closer and closer.
Like leaning closer to you too. Like, what are we doing?
Don't know.
Okay.
But
You gonna get some Lucky
if
Charms?
you are really Emilio, I quickly stick a finger in my mouth and wet willy him.
Yeah, he will. He will panic and try to do a counterattack.
All right. Well, do we want to? Are you gonna make me draw for this?
Surely no, you don't have to.
3 successes.
It's a double
Willy.
Use all your
Bam.
whole hand immediately. Fuck you.
Just remember,
No, you guys
stop
can
with
give
the
each other
resistance.
wet Willy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much the same squeals, same behavior. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
You're gonna have to forgive him. And I tumble out of the pile of blankets in the corner. I'm considerably younger than everyone else, so I'm imagining I'm like 5.
Oh God.
He doesn't have a soul, so he doesn't know how to give a willy well. And I'm gonna
Hard to say.
slowly like try and stand up, and I can't. Like I'm really not. I might even be younger. I might even be like 3. I made like a rugrat. I think I'm a rugrat.
Raph, where are you guys?
We're down here having breakfast.
Pitter patter of little feet running down the stairs. What's going on? This
I don't know.
I
We're
wasn't this
having
short
frosted flakes.
yesterday.
No, we're all
And
about the age we were. Look, who's having breakfast with us?
Oh,
yeah, frosted flakes, and then possibly some Lucky Charms. And then I figure we can play on the swing sets, maybe sneak out to the gardens, to the old junk pile, and then, take a carriage ride back, just in time to put up some Christmas decorations
Big
the way
plans,
that
huh?
we used to do it. The way that we used to do it with like the balls, the decorations, and like the lights and stuff. Not that morbid stuff.
How about we
Or,
just stay in?
why don't we skip that and stay in and, we can play games.
I think you guys have done a lot of staying in, and it's time to get out there.
I'm going to laboriously climb to the top of a stool because I am so small. And so every handheld hold and foothold is like really deliberate until I'm crawling up all the way until I'm like sitting just perfectly on top of this huge stool. So I'm like sort of at eye level with everybody else, but not quite. And um I'm looking at Bug and Ruff and being like, "You think you're gonna save him? Are you kidding me?
No, I don't
What do you
exactly want.
what do you think's happening right now? Tell me. What do you think's happening to us? Look at me. Look at me right now."
No, I think what's happening is we're going to relive the same tragedy now through that again.
Yeah, Emilio. What if we stay inside instead all day? What do you think about that?
I don't know. That just sounds boring to me.
Yeah, pretty boring. And I look over at the other three. Pretty boring.
But we can't really go sing on the swings. There's too much snow.
What makes it, I think, more interesting, right? I mean, sure, you gotta like push through it. You might have to shovel a little bit away, but I think it'd be worth it.
Or we can watch Bug do that thing he used to do where he'd make a big pile of snow and then swing off the swing into it.
Ooh, I'm a fan of that.
And
See?
hey, now I know how to set your arm if you break it again.
Ah, yeah. Let's not try to do that, but I mean, it probably will happen anyway.
If we want a new thing to do, we could always build snow forts and try to take over the forts.
That sounds very tactical and yet fun.
Spider, is this then or now?
Yes.
Emilio,
Hmm?
can you explain what's happening?
I don't know more than you do.
It's just yesterday you weren't here and now you're here.
Last night we were adults.
And
Man,
you
I
were
think people are.
dead.
Oh, geez, harsh. I
Yeah,
think
I
people are
know.
always like,
I go for like a brotherly arm punch, but I can't quite hit him with my
yeah, it's
baby
like a
arm.
weird baby. It's like, stop it, baby. Weird baby.
Careful, you're going to fall off
I
that
mean, I,
stool.
I think I think people continue on, and I don't know. I don't know. I think you guys are all looking at me like anticipating some great wisdom, but I don't think I have any.
Wait, did Spider kill us all in our sleep?
Flashback
If
to
I
Spider
did,
and
it
several
wouldn't have mattered,
pillows.
right? Because nothing we do matters.
There are lots of things we do that matter.
If we were dead, we'd be getting made into something right now.
Ah, then we'd finally have meaning, right?
That's not what it's about, Spider.
What do you think it's about, Emilio? Why don't you tell us?
That's what I said. I don't know.
Just
That's
being a
not
good
the
friend,
answer.
right? Just gotta be a good friend.
Being around, I don't know. Like, why are we making this complicated? Why can't we just go outside and play?
You know what? I'm in. Better than sitting here talking about the morality of the universe.
but there's so much work to do. I had four tanning scheduled today.
You think they're
Not that
gonna
I'm
let
gonna
you
be able to
in?
do it like this. I wouldn't even be able to reach my table.
Right?
My
And you think
apron's not gonna fit.
they're gonna believe that you're you?
What do you think, Bug?
We are on one giant broken circuit board right now, and I have no clue. So I say, let's enjoy it while the power's still on.
Works for me.
We're gonna have to find some winter clothes to fit.
Oh,
Fuck it, yeah.
other things changed. Maybe you're gonna run to the hall closet and see the adult jackets or like small jackets now.
They're adult jackets.
So not everything shrunk.
Do our clothes fit, or are they basically like hanging off of us, like a kid
Just
wearing their
like
mom's
hanging off.
clothes?
Yeah, they're like long and sliding about.
In that
Okay,
case,
so
I'm gonna steal a shoelace or a bootlace out of one of Raph's boots and use it to like tie around to hold my skirt up, which is probably now ankle length instead of knee length.
I mean,
Boots and a jacket.
yeah. Let's just see what happens. But I mean, the worst can happen is we'll step outside and we'll be adults again.
I think there's worse that could happen.
Well, there's definitely worse that can happen.
Well,
Throw the door open and step outside.
yep.
All right. For everyone, make an empathy play.
Sure.
Empathy. Oof.
Through your heart.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
can't make a play.
Circuit board's broken.
Discard?
My feelings.
Unfortunate.
So we can do either a suit success or a numerical success, right?
Yeah,
So
if you're
like,
able with the numeric.
so like if I wanted to play a 7 and 2 from different suits.
But you need a specialization in
Gotcha.
empathy to do
That's
that.
Yeah,
right.
you can.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I knew I was going to screw something up at some point tonight.
You're fine. It's easy to forget.
No, it's fair.
All right.
All right. I don't have anything.
You guys go out and try to have fun. For those who were successful, like each of you guys are pretty much like throughout the day leading some sort of thing. That's fun. And for those who are successful, you're able to like kind of leave behind, pass for a moment, and like actually enjoy yourselves. Um, those who didn't, you just kind of you can't shake off that feeling. Regardless, though, uh, what is everyone's activities that they do? And fortunately, SFJ and Bug. Uh, yeah, each of you guys going to take a trauma and charisma. Yeah, go around and what was the
Easy for me.
activity you led?
What I suggested before, we find a pretty open space, which I guess is easy in Florence,
Mm-hmm.
and we build little snow forts and throw snowballs at each other and try to, pick teams, and whoever gets Emilio probably will win.
about you, Spider?
I guess for the first half of the day, I'm pretty stoic. Um, and then as the sun comes out in the second half in the afternoon, and there's a sound of bells that come from the nearby churchyard, um, I start to lean into everything. I take part in the swings. I make way too many snowballs and then try to ambush the kids and fail to hit anybody, just like machine gun throwing all of them and missing terribly. And I cry about how nothing I do seems to work. Um, before I think Emilio comforts me.
Bugs, SMJ?
You want to go first, or you want me to go to?
I think CO tries to initiate a game of tag by tagging Bug, but ends up basically just knocking him over and they land in a heap and covered in snow. It doesn't go well.
I think for Bug, he's like, okay, not not tag. Let's do hide and seek. And he counts, down from 10. Everybody runs and hides. And when he hits that one, he turns around and it's so silent, so quiet, even the sound of the snow, the wind, that he just feels alone. And he starts looking for everybody, but it's like his mind isn't, he's not wrapping his mind around being a kid. Where would a kid hide? How would a kid hide? And he gets too caught up in it to really enjoy it.
And eventually you guys sneak out. That's the garden, which houses most of the constructs farming, past the junk pile. After humanity's kind of fall, they pushed out all the electronics and things of the old world into this giant pile that now all the technosophers explore and tinker with the old tech. Uh, you move past all of those places. Drastic scene from drastic scene until you move past burnt farms, the exterior fields of outside of the Florence walls, places that had been hit by scavengers too long ago, um, out into the wilderness where nature has reclaimed much of Italy, shops and the roads that moved out of Florence, like the dangerous places that certainly Raph knows never to play around in because of the horrific things that happen there. Um, Down in alleyway where that sketch that Raph saw earlier, uh, Emilio starts working on and filling in the colors and such. Uh, I think about that by that time it's 7:30. The sun is red and just over the walls of Florence, so leaving like long, thin trails of red over the farmlands and reflecting off of the broken glass and the cars that are strewn about and kind of pushed to the side of the road near the buildings. So what are you guys thinking? What are you doing?
We're still kit bodies.
Yeah.
Guys, we need to get back. It's gonna get dark, and it's not good out here when it's dark.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be inside the walls.
Yeah. Yeah. That I I don't want to be here.
Amelia, we gotta go. I mean, I know you're working on your picture, but we gotta get back inside.
If you indulge me, maybe like we can leave in 15 minutes.
I kind of look up at the sun as it's kind of. I'm like, all right, we can't stay longer. If it gets dark out here, we could get we could get hurt.
15 minutes, right? That's it.
Yeah,
It'll be over.
Okay, if you can finish in 15, yeah.
What do you mean it'll be over? You mean being out here will be over or something else?
Yeah, the mural. Like I'll be done with the mural. We can go back home. We can go back to how it was. Step by step, life by life.
How it was when we were kids, or how it was yesterday?
Just kind of continues to fill in the sketches on the wall.
Are you here because you thought maybe we needed to find each other again?
And as like the light kind of passes over, almost like this ultraviolet, deep shades of purple over through the trees, and especially like the weird leaves that stay well past winter, those like brightly colored red ones that are somewhat dead on the edges, and you can just kind of like push light through because it's so thin. They make all these like beautiful, like colorful shapes against the walls and such. And here before you is this mural that like looks infinitely better, complete and saturated with vivid colors of charcoal and chalk and like just regular paint, all sorts of different like means of art against the wall. Um, and it depicts you guys pushing each other on the swings. Uh, the scene in of itself is like 2 stories tall, with your smiling faces. Emilio isn't there anymore, but in his place, you see a pile of rubble, um, each rock placed on top of the other in a spiritual tone.
Are we
And you
still
guys are normal
kids?
again. Oh,
What the hell?
I I don't know. This is everything that we were taught. He wanted us to remember who we are, remember our friendships, that death isn't the end of things. I don't know.
I wanted to ask him something. I never got a chance. Or is he still there?
You still
nope,
can.
all that remains is rubble.
What do you
still
mean I
can.
still can?
Ask the mural. That's his.
Are you sad? Are you sad you weren't saved?
What he wanted.
We get the gift of hindsight. Did he? So what he'd really want?
Look at the mural that was created. Does that seem sad to you at all? Or is that him showing his heart and his love. I don't see sadness in it. I mean, I feel sad because he's not with us. But what he created doesn't seem sad. And I'm going to say something a little crazy. And it goes against all of my training. But Spider might be onto something just a little.
I eat a fly.
Running into a ghost ain't the same as all the constructs having a soul.
Well, maybe he's trying to say that the souls don't stay with the constructs. Maybe they're free.
You think he was just trying to say goodbye?
I've been angry at him for a long time.
I get that. But maybe looking at this will help you let it go.
Spider, you said you want to save him. What does that mean?
I think he got what he wanted. He found you. He found you. Even you, Bug. You said you were angry, but it was never about you. And now we have this. And I look at the mural. Yes, I suppose it does seem far-fetched that we have souls and things have meanings. But we have to do what we have to do. All of you. Every day. To get through it. Emilio knew that.
Losing him made me focus harder on wanting to be a surgeon. Wanting to help people, not just tan them.
I nod.
That's why I went and joined the Technofan Protect.
I grimace, but nod. Maybe you wanted to fix something that was broken, Bug.
That and
Something that had a solution you could find.
Spider, I'll be honest with you. I hate it.
I nod. Slowly.
I hate every ounce of this biological stuff. And secretary's so much easier to fix.
It's because it doesn't have a soul.
Come on, it's getting dark. We need to get back inside.
Agreed.
And the sun's going down.
Buddy, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Let's just go home.
Talk and walk. City walls will be. I'll feel safer. Hey, you know what? If I had my armor, we could stand out here all night talking, but no, go before it gets dark.
Orphans walk off into the distance there, Mitch.
Almost.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys, walk back. retreating to your domiciles, thinking upon the moments before. And I think for the last like scene and the last question is, the last couple days, the Citadel's busy with kind of clearing the roads and such, deeming it a little bit too hazardous for some of the important administrators to come to work, specifically like some of the architects and engineers, and the technophants are kind of focusing on just shifting the snow around. Uh, but there's one night, a couple of days later, that you guys see a swing set uh, next to a big pile of snow. What do each of you guys do?
Gonna walk over and sit on the swing.
I'm going to go to the big pile of snow and start making some snowballs.
First thing I do is I walk over and make sure that the swing set looks mechanically sound. But then I
Yeah, it probably can't hold the weight of someone like Raph, but most of the rest of you, yeah.
Hence why I'm making snowballs.
and SMJ, don't think it'll hold two of us, but I could give you a push.
You offering to push me on the swing here, bug?
Yeah, I'm offering to push you on on the swing thing.
Great.
Aw, you got a little flustered there.
Okay. I guess I'm human.
You know
And I
what
walk
the hell?
on. Oh shit! Sorry.
Sorry.
That was such a good button. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what the hell? Push me on the swing, bug.
And I walk on by with a bunch of pamphlets under my arm, getting ready to go find somebody else. Tell them a story about my old friend Emilio.
I'm just going to lob. I'm going to heft a snowball in my hand. And I'm thinking about the coffee stain ball, and I'm just going to lob a snowball at Spider.
Sailing through the air.
I consent to doing whatever you want. You can hit me. You can miss. Whatever you want.
I'll miss on purpose.
I'll look over my shoulder. And then keep going.
I think that's where we'll end it. That was Necrobiotic.
Yay.
Awesome time, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so John, back to you, man.
Oh, okay. Well, hi everybody. So John here at Rook and Rasp. If you are tuning in at this point or watch this as a video on demand, which seems to be like one of the places we get most of our watches these days, please be sure to come back and watch at some point this week. We have our IGDN Diversity Scholarship Fund Marathon, which this is a part of. And you don't have to buy into what we're doing. You don't have to spend the money for a reward during the stream. If you're watching this on demand, hey, this is a good cause, and it's a great thing that you're doing. And please just go click on the link for the GoFundMe and check it out. And go to, I believe it is igdnonline.com is the website. Go read up on the organization, see what they're doing, and come on back and watch some more games. We'll be back on at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. And we'll be going for 14 hours tomorrow and then another 14 on Sunday. So, hey, check it out and let's have a good time. Really quick, everybody, toss out who you are, what you do, and, where people can find you. Mitch, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I am Mitch. You can find me at Mitch S. Bustillos on all the social medias. Currently, I'm at PAX Unplugged over at the Imagining Games booth where I'm selling Necrobiotic as well as a few other titles, including one that whose author is present here, which I enjoyed selling a few copies today and will for the rest of the weekend. So I'll let him explain what he's been up to. But yeah, this has been an honor, and thank you everyone for watching. I'll throw it on over to Graham.
Hi, everybody. My name is Graham Gens. I use he and they pronouns. I'm a game designer, and Mitch was oh so coyly talking about the game of mine that I wrote and ran here, Rook and Rasp, last week, which is Under the Autumn Strangely. It's a pastoral horror game of anachronistic Americana in a land that never was. And I am not at PAX right now, but I will be playing further in this lovely marathon. I too am a member of the IDGN, and I love the diversity scholarship and the support that Rook and Rasp gives it is wonderful. You can find me at Blue Sky, the brand new, lovely anti-Twitter world, where I am This May Be Graham. And I have an itch page, grahamgens.itch.io, where I have a game that got released today, which is called Ooze Your Daddy, which is also another charity fundraiser where 100% of the profits are being given to a charitable organization in Ohio that gives medical research to the unhoused.
Awesome. Ren, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Once again, I am Ren Matley, she, her. I am actually a voice actress as well as an actual play streamer. I play with Will of the Dice over here on Twitch. I play with them on Saturday and Sunday nights. They also run a game on Mondays and a little bit of a talk show called Cast Guidance on Fridays. You can find me. Unfortunately, I'm still on Twitter. I swear I'm going to get a blue sky, y'all. I just suck at tech. But right now I'm at Ren_Matley over on Twitter.
Awesome. And Shawn.
My name is Shawn. You will see me tomorrow, bright and early, 8 a.m., playing Psychic Kids, which is just a great game, really fun, especially if you can just channel that inner 10-year-old. I'm not a game designer, I'm a game player, but I'm also a mini painter, and you can see my event on Instagram, Mink_26, or on Blue Sky at Mink26.
Yeah. All right. And everyone, we will see you bright and early, more early than bright for some of us. But catch y'all back here tomorrow. All right. Night, everybody.
Stay skinny, my friends. Or skinful? Skinful.
Skin tagged.
Skin tagged and bagged.
Inflate. Flaky. Flaky.
Night, everybody.